Live organisms are a fundamental part of our world, and they come in all shapes and sizes. From the tiniest bacteria to the largest mammals, all living things share certain characteristics that set them apart from non-living matter. In this video, we will explore the basic features of living organisms and what makes them unique. First and foremost, all living things are made up of cells. Whether it is a single-celled bacterium or a complex organism like a human, all life is based on the same fundamental unit of structure and function. Cells are incredibly complex structures that perform a vast array of functions, from energy production to information processing. Another defining characteristic of living organisms is their ability to reproduce. While there are exceptions to this rule, such as mules, which are sterile hybrids, the vast majority of life forms are capable of producing offspring. Reproduction allows living things to perpetuate their genetic material and pass on their traits to the next generation. Living organisms also have the ability to grow and develop. From a tiny seedling to a fully grown tree, or from a single cell to a complex organism, living things undergo a process of growth and development throughout their lives. This process is driven by a combination of genetic and environmental factors, and it allows living things to adapt and evolve over time. As we have seen, living organisms share certain fundamental features that set them apart from non-living matter. But while all life is based on the same underlying principles, there is an incredible diversity of organisms on our planet. To make sense of this diversity, scientists have developed a system of classification known as taxonomy. Taxonomy is the science of naming, describing, and classifying living organisms based on their characteristics and evolutionary relationships. It is a vast and complex field that has been shaped by centuries of research and discovery, and it remains an essential tool for understanding the natural world. At its core, taxonomy is based on the concept of the Linnaean hierarchy. This system, developed by the Swedish botanist Carl Linnaeus in the 18th century, organizes living organisms into a series of nested groups based on their shared characteristics. These groups, which range from the broadest category of domain down to the narrowest category of species, provide a way of systematically classifying the incredible diversity of life on Earth. There are currently 3 domains of life: bacteria, archaea, and eukarya. Bacteria and archaea are both composed of single-celled organisms, while eukarya includes all organisms with complex, multicellular structures. Each domain is further divided into a series of increasingly specific categories, including phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. One of the challenges of taxonomy is determining how to group organisms based on their shared characteristics. Over the years, taxonomists have used a wide range of criteria, including morphological features, biochemical markers, and genetic information. With the advent of DNA sequencing technology, scientists now have powerful new tools for unraveling the evolutionary relationships between organisms and developing more accurate taxonomies. Despite its complexity, taxonomy remains an essential tool for understanding the natural world. By providing a systematic way of classifying living organisms, taxonomy helps us to make sense of the incredible diversity of life on Earth. It also provides a framework for research, allowing scientists to compare and contrast different organisms and gain insights into their evolutionary histories. In the next part of this series, we will delve deeper into the world of taxonomy and explore the different categories used to classify living organisms. From the tiniest bacteria to the largest mammals, every living thing has a place in the taxonomic hierarchy, and understanding this hierarchy is critical for gaining a deeper appreciation of the incredible diversity of life on our planet. As we continue our exploration of the fascinating world of living organisms, we turn our attention to one of the most fundamental processes that sustains life on Earth: photosynthesis. This process is carried out by a variety of organisms, including plants and other autotrophs, and plays a critical role in the global carbon cycle. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants, algae, and some bacteria convert sunlight into chemical energy in the form of sugars. This process involves the absorption of light energy by pigments such as chlorophyll, which is found in the chloroplasts of plant cells. The absorbed energy is then used to split water molecules and generate oxygen gas as a byproduct. Plants are the most well-known examples of organisms that carry out photosynthesis, but they are not the only ones. Algae, which are a diverse group of aquatic organisms, also carry out photosynthesis and play a critical role in aquatic ecosystems. Some bacteria, such as cyanobacteria, also carry out photosynthesis and are important primary producers in a variety of environments. Organisms that carry out photosynthesis are known as autotrophs, which means they are able to produce their own food using energy from sunlight. In contrast, heterotrophs are organisms that must consume other organisms to obtain energy. Animals, fungi, and many bacteria are examples of heterotrophs. The ability to carry out photosynthesis is a key factor in determining the ecological roles of different organisms. Autotrophs are typically found at the base of food chains, as they are able to produce their own food and provide a source of energy for other organisms. In contrast, heterotrophs are found at higher levels of the food chain, as they consume other organisms for energy. Understanding the role of photosynthesis in the natural world is critical for addressing a wide range of environmental challenges, from climate change to food security. By studying the processes and mechanisms of photosynthesis in different organisms, scientists are able to develop new technologies and strategies for mitigating the impacts of human activities on the environment. In the next part of this series, we will take a closer look at the mechanisms of photosynthesis and explore the ways in which different organisms have adapted to carry out this essential process. From the delicate leaves of a fern to the massive forests of the Amazon, photosynthesis is a fundamental process that shapes the ecology of our planet, and understanding its complexities is critical for building a sustainable future. In our previous discussions, we have explored the mechanisms of photosynthesis and the role of autotrophic organisms in sustaining life on Earth. However, there is another class of organisms that plays a crucial role in the natural world: consumers. These are organisms that cannot produce their own food and must consume other organisms to obtain energy. In this section, we will explore the diversity of consumer organisms, including animals and heterotrophic bacteria. Animals are perhaps the most well-known examples of consumer organisms. From insects to mammals, animals occupy a wide range of ecological niches and play a critical role in shaping ecosystems. Animals obtain their energy by consuming other organisms, either through predation or by scavenging. Many animals are adapted to feed on specific types of organisms, such as herbivores that feed on plant material or carnivores that feed on other animals. In addition to animals, there are also a variety of heterotrophic bacteria that play important roles as consumers in the natural world. These bacteria obtain their energy by breaking down organic matter, such as dead plant and animal material. This process is known as decomposition, and it plays a critical role in recycling nutrients in ecosystems. Without decomposer organisms, the nutrients locked up in dead organic matter would be unavailable to other organisms, and ecosystems would be unable to function. The diversity of consumer organisms in the natural world is staggering, and scientists are still discovering new species and ecological relationships every day. Understanding the interactions between different consumer organisms and their prey is critical for predicting the effects of environmental change on ecosystems. For example, changes in the abundance of one species can have cascading effects throughout the food chain, leading to complex and unpredictable ecological dynamics. In our previous discussions, we have explored the mechanisms of photosynthesis, the role of autotrophic and consumer organisms in ecosystems, and the importance of biodiversity. In this section, we will delve into the diversity of multicellular and unicellular organisms. Firstly, let's consider the unicellular organisms. These are organisms that consist of a single cell and are microscopic in size. There are three main groups of unicellular organisms: bacteria, archaea, and protists. Bacteria and archaea are both types of prokaryotes, which means that their cells lack a nucleus and other membrane-bound organelles. Bacteria and archaea are found in a wide range of environments, from soil and water to the human body. While some bacteria and archaea can be harmful, many are essential to life on Earth. For example, some bacteria are involved in the nitrogen cycle, which is critical for plant growth. Protists, on the other hand, are eukaryotic organisms, which means that their cells have a nucleus and other membrane-bound organelles. Protists are incredibly diverse and include organisms such as algae, amoebas, and slime molds. Some protists are autotrophic and carry out photosynthesis, while others are heterotrophic and feed on other organisms. Now let's turn our attention to the multicellular organisms. These are organisms that consist of many cells and are visible to the naked eye. There are three main groups of multicellular organisms: fungi, plants, and animals. Fungi are heterotrophic organisms that feed on other organisms. They play an important role in ecosystems as decomposers, breaking down dead organic matter and recycling nutrients. Some fungi are also used for food and medicine. Plants are autotrophic organisms that carry out photosynthesis. They are essential for sustaining life on Earth, producing oxygen and providing food for other organisms. Plants come in a wide variety of forms, from tiny mosses to towering trees. Animals are heterotrophic organisms that feed on other organisms. They are incredibly diverse and occupy a wide range of ecological niches. Some animals are adapted to life in water, while others are adapted to life on land. Some animals are herbivores, while others are carnivores. In summary, the study of organisms is a broad and exciting field that encompasses many different areas of biology. From the classification of species and their relationships, to the physiological processes that keep organisms alive, to the complex interactions between organisms and their environment, there is always something new to learn about the amazing diversity of life on Earth. I hope that this video has provided you with a deeper understanding of the study of organisms and has sparked your curiosity about the world around us. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. And if you found this video informative and enjoyable, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching.